Well, it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. A combination of my new job plus OBS deciding to give up on me and just start lagging during recordings. Thanks OBS. Hopefully I've now fixed that and we're now ready to get back to beta billions with Newcastle United. Hello and welcome back everybody to Beta Billions with Newcastle United. My name is Craig and coming up on today's episode we have two games in the Premier League, away at Watford and home against Arsenal. Now since you were last with me, of course a lot of games have happened, a lot more than I originally had planned before I came back in the next episode. But again, OBS issues. But the last time you saw me was that opening day defeat against Leicester City, and, well, as you can see on the screen, it's been a much better run. We've won a lot more games than we have actually lost or drawn, thankfully, the defeat against Wolves aside. But it has also coincided with a very, very impressive victory against Chelsea. 3-1 in the Premier League at home, considering we went 1-0 down as well after just, I think, 3 minutes? Yeah, 3 minutes, and then we just came roaring back and really dominated that game. And a lot of that has coincided with the form of this man right here, Rafinha, who has been playing out of his skin in the last few games. All I did was I tweaked him from an inverted winger into an inside forward against that game against Southampton and of course against Chelsea, and it's worked wonders. Seriously, he's been scoring for fun. 1 goal and 3 assists in the last 2 league games. Combined. Very, very happy, and that's the only reason I swapped him is because I read somewhere on the forums that inverted winger I think is bugged in this beta, which is a bit of a shame, but at least I know now, and hopefully we have now corrected that. And that good run in the Premier League has now seen us rise to 6th place in the league. Not bad, pretty decent. I mean, we were 3rd, but obviously the weekend games have happened. We're playing on the Sunday. So we've got ourselves a game in hand, a chance to get back into the top 4 and really stake a claim that we are in this to push for Europe this season. Now obviously the last time you were with me was back in August, and obviously the transfer window was also still open. And really there hasn't been much else that has actually happened. Who's the last one you saw? Renan Lodi. So there was only one more transfer in after Renan Lodi, and that was Dani Ceballos. He is our player. He's not on loan from Real Madrid. He is our player. £6 million. Absolute bargain. Considering he has previous Premier League experience, of course, with Arsenal. We have seen him down there playing for us. And yeah, a former Real Madrid man, a former Arsenal man. A solid buy for our midfield. Really strengthen it. Unless you count the fact that we brought in Declan Rice to strengthen our midfield anyway. But it gives a lot more competition to the likes of Joe Willock, for example. And he's been pretty solid for us so far this season. It took him a while to get going, but now he's starting to find his feet a little bit. 7.04 average rating in 8 appearances, all in the league, all starts as well. I've just realised that, not even a substitute appearance. Lovely, lovely stuff. And we are aiming, of course, for Europe this season. And as you can see, 6th place. We're looking okay for that at the moment. Or so you'd think. Now, of course, we all have £200 million to spend if you're Newcastle at the start of this beta save. There's a small problem with the amount of money that we spent and the fact we didn't get that much back in. You see down here right at the bottom. We're failing FFP. I'll be very interested to know how many other people have maybe failed FFP. Or are failing FFP for Newcastle for European club competitions. We're projected to make a £56 million loss, so that basically says we need to get rid of players. Except there are these players that I have currently. It's a very small squad. I've only got 24 players, which is what I need for an entire Premier League season. So it's a bit difficult, because even if we sell some players, I then need to go and replace them. Because my youngsters are not yet ready enough. We're fine for the Premier League, so hopefully we avoid a 5-point deduction for the following season. It's actually worth noting, actually, because the full release of the game is next Tuesday, and we're now on, Thursday? I'm recording this Wednesday night, but this video will be out on Thursday. We're only a few days away from the full release of the game. I'm only going to have time to finish this one season with Newcastle, so that's all I'm going to be able to do, unfortunately. So we won't be able to see Newcastle in a second season or whichever, which is a shame, but there's nothing you can do. Life gets in the way sometimes. But we're going to have to think about how we're going to sort out financial fair play, because I have zero idea where I'm going to be getting the money from unless we win the Premier League inexplicably. One thing we've also done as well, 4-2-3-1. I've changed from 4-3-3. We were just really struggling to finish our chances because of it. So 4-2-3-1 is apparently still quite strong in this game for the moment. For the moment. We haven't had any major updates yet until the full release. So we'll see how that goes. But this is going to be our starting 11 for the away match against Watford. So Martinez in goal, Lodi, Llorente, Lascelles and Lamptey as the back four, with Rice and Ceballos at the base of the midfield. Rafinha on the left wing, San Maximin on the right wing, Almiron as the attacking midfielder, one of the few survivors, in fact one of only 3 survivors in this whole first 11 from the original Newcastle squad, and I did not think Almiron would be the one getting the chances. Honestly, he was on the fringes, but he started 6 games out of 7 that he's actually played in the league. He's also played in cup matches, and he's been playing internationally. Who's he played for? Paraguay. Okay, so I'm going to guess he's one of Paraguay's biggest or best players anyway. And Josef Martinez up front, who hasn't scored very many goals this season, but ever since being swapped to a pressing forward role, I normally favoured advanced forward role, but he started scoring a few more goals. 3 goals in the league this season from 7 matches. He'll find his feet eventually. I don't know if it will be the case this season, but certainly, well, actually, he needs to find his feet this season. If we're only going to have one season with Newcastle, then we need him to start scoring, and fairly regularly. Right, let's go out and hopefully grab 3 points against good old Watford now. Just having a look at my OBS setting. I hope it will actually work this time. Because I tried to record the Brighton and Chelsea games. The lag was so bad. I could not have put out that video. I really could not have. It was really, really terrible. So that is why we're going for these 2 games against Watford and Arsenal. Don't know why it says motivated on my screen. I mean, it's still a little bit laggy. I can only apologise for that, but I'm going to have a look at the specs of my computer again. I honestly couldn't tell you what they are, because this computer, as I've mentioned before, is like 8 years old. And it's a bit of a shame that it's come to this. With FM21, it was absolutely fine. Speaking of absolutely fine, what a team goal that was. Very, very well done. Out to the right wing, which is exactly where I like the ball to be, out on the wings. Into Josef Martinez in the middle, and he slams it home. That's all it needs to be, and that's all I want Martinez for at the end of the day. I mean, you're fine on the replays, actually, just looking at it. Obviously, it's going nice and slow for you. You're actually able to see the ball half the time, even on my own screen. I can't even see the ball. There's Martinez again, and he's in! I've been saying, is Martinez going to show up fully this season, in this first season for Newcastle? I think he's heard my doubts. See, he's heard that I'm calling his bluff, that he's not going to be scoring very many goals. He's accepted the challenge, and he's slotted 2 home inside 8 minutes here at Vicarage Road. Love to see it. You absolutely love to see that. And it's Almiron with the assist as well, and Martinez literally just onside. I will absolutely take that. Thank you very much. Thank you. And let's see if we can put home a few more goals and really just put this Watford side to the sword. Be interesting to see who their manager is, actually. Is it going to be Ranieri? I mean, we would have said at the beginning on the team sheets, but I wasn't paying attention to that. Obviously, I'm only paying attention to what we're doing right now. Almiron in again, and San Maximin should have scored. Should have scored that. Incredible miss by San Maximin. He hasn't been on the score sheet very many times this season either. It's been a case of, in all those games, we may have won a lot of them, thankfully, but we had a lot of chances and just were not putting them in the back of the net. Renan Lodi with an audacious effort which just smacked off the bar. That's another chance that you can add to that growing pile that we're just not putting away. I mean, I know we're 2-0 up, but it'd be nice to see us put away a few more goals. Just make me feel a little bit better, not just about the scoreline, but about the fact we know where the back of the net is. It'd be nice to actually know that we're putting all that work in training and it's not going to waste. Rafinha with the corner and it doesn't meet the head of anybody. Lorente picks up quite well, avoids the tackle. That was a lunging tackle by the Watford man. Ceballos, who's been known to hit them from the edge of the area. Lamptey into Martinez. I thought it was a hat-trick. Thought that would have been a well-deserved first-half hat-trick for Josef Martinez. That would be one way to state that, yep, you know what, I'm getting used to English football, gaffer. You can rely on me for the goals. I've got this. I've got this. And we're coming up on half-time here. We were actually coming up on half-time. And is that Daniel Backman, the man who I had at Wigan and Norwich in Unemployed to Legend? Oh, man, it's because I said one of the players' names. When will I learn, Craig? When will I learn? Watford are back in the game on the stroke of half-time and their tails are going to be up. This is what I mean, that we have the chances, but we just don't put them away. I know we scored twice, but we've hit the bar through Lodi. Sam Maximin missed an easy opportunity, I'm not going to lie. That was probably easier to score than it was to miss. Famous last words. Right, I like the new wording they've got for this, by the way. Instead of just saying, I'm really pleased, lads, well done, or that's fantastic. Instead, you can actually go with, well done, controlling possession. We've created loads, and the score line reflects that. Yes, but I'd like the scoreline to be a bit more comfortable than that. Thank you very much. Lamptey with the throw in and over to Rice. I mean, that happened a while ago. It's not the lag, that's just me being slow. Lodi on the left hand side. We're definitely up to date with this, and that's a looping cross that was deflected. I know it was deflected, but I thought that would have gone up for a corner. Never mind, Sam Maximin into Almiron, and I thought you got taken out there, but Ceballos cleans up. And there is Martinez, there is the hat-trick. That's exactly what I'm waiting to see. That hat-trick, folks. Josef Martinez, first hat-trick in English football. I was hoping we'd get the Martinez that was just destroying the MLS, and certainly that's been the case in this game. In fact, replay camera should be behind the goal. Yeah, let's make the replay camera a little bit different. Sorry that you would have missed some of that highlights, or rather that replay, but if you want to see it again, you can just go back and watch it. It's alright. I trust you to know how to see a highlight again. Right, Lodi on the left-hand side. He's looking very dangerous down this left. Rafinha must... Oh, yeah, Rafinha is cutting inside. And Martinez! Oh, my... 4-goal Martinez. The man is on fire. If he can make it 5 goals, a 5-star performance, I'll be very, very happy with that. But, Lodi is just finding Martinez like a homing missile right now. Oh, just inside at the near post as well. Quality goal. What a quality striker. 10 out of 10 for Martinez as it stands. You love to see that. And we are starting to get a few tired legs, and one of them is actually Renan. In fact, that's actually an injury. Right, so we don't want to make that worse. So Lodi is going to come off for Paul Dummett. Yeah, I can actually confirm that it is my computer just being slow. I'm going to have to look at some upgrades for this computer. But it's just so difficult to find any parts that you can actually get, and get at a decent price as well. And it's a great segue into the great price that we paid for Martinez. I honestly can't remember how much we paid for this man. It doesn't matter because we got the 5-star performance. 5-star Martinez, my words. Watford couldn't live with him. They can't live with this man. He's like a cheat code against Watford. Can we play them every week? I mean, it would be so wonderful if we could. So, I mean, let us just smash Watford. They stay up, and then we just dominate them every single week. How does that sound? Almiron is starting to tire, but we have done the damage up front, really. So I'm going to look at Davenport. He's going to come in defensive midfield. He can stay as a defensive midfielder. That'll be fine. And for my final trick, Saint-Maximin's looking a bit knackered, isn't he? In fact, all of them are. We're just going to leave it for a few minutes because I kind of want to shore up our defence a little bit, especially as they get tired more and more. In fact, our wingers are looking very, very tired right now. And you know what? We are going to rest one of our wingers. Lamptey is tired, but we don't have Manquillo on the bench, so he's going to have to stay on, unfortunately. So we're going to bring Jacob Murphy on. He's going to come on, our cup man, considering he's actually helped us to the quarterfinals of the League Cup thus far. Just going to waste a little bit of time. There's absolutely zero need to waste these players' energy too much. I mean, they get tired very, very easily, even though they're playing mostly once a week, minus the cup games, but even then I rotate very heavily. But regardless, that was an emphatic victory for Newcastle. A stark indication that this squad has massively improved over what we inherited in the summer. Now, the big test though, Arsenal at home. Second game now against Arsenal, and what you're seeing with the starting 11 is exactly the same as what it was against Watford. Why change a winning, I say formula, a winning team at this point? So we are playing Arsenal at home. Obviously we're going to hopefully try and go after them. Let's just see how well that goes against a team who can obviously pass it around very, very well. But I'm just hoping the form of Martinez, I can't get over that. 5 goals! 5! Not very often that ever happens. I don't think I've actually had that happen since probably FM20, maybe? I can't even remember. Pick up from where you left off last time. We are at home. We're in front of our own fans. Let's go and give it an absolute go. What is it the Toonami usually say? Or they have on like a sign at their ground. So we don't demand a team that wins things. We demand a team that tries. And that's got to be the key here for this Newcastle side. At least try. I think... And so far this season, at least the first 10 games so far, we have been trying. We honestly have. We're up trying to fight for a European slot for next season. FFP. Notwithstanding, of course. And oh my god, Aubameyang just smacked the bar from, what, 30 yards? That's quite the warning sign. In fact, I didn't put any opposition... I didn't put any opposition instructions on, didn't I? Right, you know what, I think that might be a good start. We probably should have done that from the very beginning, but it is what it is. Aubameyang's just given us the warning, we've got to heed that. Now let's go up the other end and hopefully score ourselves a goal. But saying that, there hasn't been very many chances in this first half so far. And that was a very weird free kick, very short. Good save by Martinez right into the path of Saka. Never mind. Never actually mind. I mean, I love Saka as an Arsenal player. I really do. But in this game, don't score. Just don't score. We're the ones who need to be scoring. Right, come on, boys. Let's try and get something going here because I don't think any of them are actually listening to me. The game is, again, lagging a little bit. That's not just on the OBS, that's also on my screen as well. What isn't lagging, though, is the scoreline. 1-0 down at half-time. Apart from those 2 chances, really, not really much has happened in this game thus far. We are trying to push Arsenal, evidently, but unfortunately a lot of our players are just tiring very, very quickly. There's a lot... I wonder if that's a bug, like the stamina of certain players. There is Saint-Maximin who's broken into the area, but just giving the ball away. He's not exactly on form, is he? It's a bit of a shame. Oh, I thought Aubameyang had scored there. Thankfully, Martinez had saved it. But Saint-Maximin just hasn't hit any form, I think, in the last 2 or 3 games. His place has got to be under threat at this point. The problem is, I don't know if Jacob Murphy is going to be ready to take on a starting spot, and I'd say the same probably for Matt Ritchie, who's more of a left winger rather than an actual right winger, unless I just swap over Rafinha and just see if we can get anything happening there. Nothing is actually happening here, We've just given away a penalty. Oh, it just goes from bad to worse, doesn't it? From the highs of that Watford result to the lows of potentially going down here against Arsenal. That's a bit of a problem as well, because Arsenal are around us in the league. I think they're 8th place at the moment. So they are a team who are obviously pushing for Europe at the moment. As well are we, but it's not quite happening. Who's stepping up for them? Lodi was the one who gave away the penalty. Aubameyang steps up and... oh, he does score. It smacked him off the crossbar. Yeah, Aubameyang scored. Not great. I mean, great for me as an Arsenal fan, but just not in the context of being Newcastle manager. Yeah, in off the underside of the bar. You don't see that happen very often. We're going to have to make some changes here. And I know there's a highlight going on, but we can't actually wait. Right. Almiron is knackered. He's not playing well. Murphy, we're just going to have to give him a shot, aren't we? Now, Callum Wilson. Do you know what? We need to try something. So I'm thinking... try Wilson as an advanced forward alongside with Javi Martinez. Sorry, Josef Martinez. Javi Martinez? No. Josef Martinez. If we just get the name right. Come on, boys. This has been desperately poor. Rice with the ball, and he flicks it on. Flicks it on well. Oh, Martinez almost got to it. Leno literally just came rushing out and almost took everyone out in the process. Rafinha. Into Martinez, who doesn't score this one. Oh, he's not a big game player, is he? Or is he? He's not right now. Oh, desperate times, folks. The times that you actually want Josef Martinez to be scoring those goals. Maybe he should have saved a couple for this game. Murphy's in the box, and oh, that looked like a trip. That was a poor tackle by Tierney. We might have a penalty of our own here. Referee's going to the little telly, the little VAR. Does he really need it for this? I'm sure he could just see it for himself. It was a poor tackle by Tierney. Oh, you are kidding me. Come on, ref. Give us a break. It should have been a penalty. Was it because I didn't offer you a bribe? Is that the reason? A lot of our players are really getting tired now. Like I said, they only play once a week. They train the rest of the time, but maybe I should do some more recovery of them. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I should actually have a look at my training for the first time. It's not something I touch very often. We've got no more subs, so there's really nothing else we can actually do. I think we're going to have to take this one as an L. Lodi's having a poor game. That's not the first time against a top quality opposition. No, wait, we've only played Chelsea. This is only the second... That's the worrying part. This is only the second top team that we're actually facing this season. We beat Chelsea, but we lost to Arsenal, unfortunately. Yeah, we weren't good enough today. We weren't good enough. We're still roughly where we should be, I think. Yeah, we're still third. Others have flopped as well. Hang on. Leeds drew. Okay. Man U lost to Southampton, and Man City drew against Wolves. Wow. Okay. That makes it more frustrating that we didn't beat Arsenal, because we would have been way, way out in front on 25 points. But it is what it is. We will be back more than likely in either December or January. I'm probably leaning towards the latter, because then we can get into the January transfer window. Hopefully make some money towards FFP. Otherwise, well, even if we finish in a European spot, we're not going to be qualifying. So we'll have to see how that goes. If you have enjoyed this video, and especially the return of Beta Billions before the full release of the game next Tuesday, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss a single upload, and also in upcoming experiments, simulations and club guides that will be coming up after the full release of the game. But thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.